Well, good morning and welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. It is the live mobile version from Espresso Yourself Coffee and Cafe. Super excited to be in the SoHa neighborhood. Yeah, they're so trendy and modern here. They call it SoHa. We'll talk about, I don't know if the girls know when they started calling it that, but it is a thriving district, business, restaurants, shops, etc. We would love to spend breakfast with you today. We are talking about coffee, tea. I got a little chai tea latte to kick off my day. You all know I'm not a coffee drinker, but I love coffee houses. So today I'm going to feature some dear friends of mine. I'm so proud of them. So the two of them are sisters. They're known as the Fox sisters. So they both have married. We'll tell you what their married names are, but they're the Fox girls. What the Fox say? Jules and Tracy, I'm going to feature today. I would love to see you. You want to come by for breakfast, even if you can only quickly come by and say hi, grab some coffee, grab some tea. Love to see you. Love to meet all of you, because if it wasn't for you watching the show each and every day, we wouldn't have a show. For our sponsors as well, thank you so much. Of course, Invita Health and Invita Health and Wellness is our title sponsor. We're normally in our studios, but on Thursdays, I like to bring the show out to different neighborhoods, and we're kicking things off for February. Again, at Devonshire and Macklind. We'll tell you all about this adorable place. And behind me, super cool, different artists that they feature. They're really big also into procuring with different, with regards to what they bring in here, working with different businesses, all about local, local, local. Now, I know some of you said you were going to be able to come by today. I hope we get a chance to see you. We also have our Know Your Value journals. They are here. We have them in hand and we can give them to you. So if you'd like to come by and purchase those, they're in different colors. Super excited. We have the Tree of Life ones, and we have these really cool embossed ones that we have. Michelle's here as well, so I can't wait for you to come and see her. I want to let you know about the 37th annual St. Louis Working Women Show that's coming up February 16th, 17th, and 18th. We will be there for you with our booth, not just with journals, but with the jackets and the t-shirts that are coming out as well. So we're going to be giving away a VIP experience. So you'll be able to go to this big meet and greet on Friday the 16th with Allison Arngrim and myself. It's going to be a huge opportunity for you for that, as well as tickets to the show and a little seat maybe at the chef's table. So some exciting things. Here's what you need to do. Go to TheRealMonicaAdams.com, as I just showed you. All you have to do is go to the page where you sign up, give us your email address and your name, and I'll put you in that drawing. I'm going to give away the VIP experience coming up for you maybe on Friday, but if not, next week. And then we've got some single tickets that we'll be giving away to that as well. I'm super excited to be talking on stage about knowing your value on the 17th. All right, we are at Espresso Yourself, as you see here, coffee and cafe. I cannot wait to show you all around. We'll show you the interior. We'll talk with both Jules Karaginis and Tracy Calabro, but they're known as the Fox sisters. I can't wait to showcase this and hopefully see you this morning. Again, right at the corner of Devonshire and Macklind. We're in SoHa all morning long. Invita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Invita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Invita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Invita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online InvitaHealthandWellness.com. We need women to lift women up.
Let's do that. Being on Monica's show, it was like one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Monica's very real, and she really cares about people.
She's changing lives.
Changing lives.
I think this is just really what people want to see.
Giving back so much to the community, and I really appreciate it.
Today, Monica was extraordinarily real, not only with me, but with her viewers and her listeners.
Made the interview process like talking to a friend.
How are you doing? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a few weeks.
Hey.
Hey.
That You're close.
Monica. Whoa.
So go out in this world and be anything you want to be. But before you do that, first, be kind.
Welcome back. We have one of the Fox sisters. We are live for you from Espresso Yourself Coffee and Cafe. Super excited. Right here at Devonshire and Macklind. People are already showing up. This is Jules Fox Karaginas. Here's what I love. Depending on how long you've known her, will depend on what you call her. Is that right?
Yes. It's like up to high school, I was Julie. And somewhere, actually longer than that, and somewhere in my 30s, I thought Jules sounded more cool.
Well, and I met you when it became Jules. So it's funny when I hear people go, "Hi, Julie." I'm like,
who's that?
That's Jules. But you're also known as Juju.
Juju. And now that I have my grandbaby, I'm known as Yaya.
Yeah. We were talking about grandparents the other day, grandparents and grandkids connections, and what you call your grandma or grandpa. And in the Greek, it's Yaya and Papu.
Papu, yes.
Cute. Where is Papu today, by the way?
Working.
Oh, Dino is her husband.
Yes.
So how many people come in here and call you and Tracy the Fox sisters?
Nobody really.
No? But you're known as it.
I know. I use it in social media quite often. And when you go on the other side, there's tons of pictures of the two of us growing up.
You're two beautiful souls. I mean, aesthetically, they're both gorgeous, but it's what's inside here that I love. Let's start with this because there's so many people that have probably been told in the past not to go into business with family. What would you say to them?
I don't have anything to say, but it's wonderful.
What I'm saying, would you completely disagree with that? With
no,
your
I would not
experience?
completely disagree.
No,
with it.
disagree with not going into business with a family member. You would disagree with that because
Correct.
the two of you, yes.
Yes.
So you wouldn't agree with that.
But not everybody has a relationship like Tracy and I.
Well, that's true. So we just have to hope that it would be good. This place is stunning. You two opened up Espresso Yourself Coffee and Cafe back in September of 2018.
And you were here.
I know I was.
On our grand
you
opening.
bet I was here for you. And my mama was here.
Yes.
In the background, you're hearing the coffee being made. They're all ready for you. We are talking about coffee and tea and chai. Have you always been a coffee drinker, by the way?
I think it started when I had my first daughter. I needed it.
So the two of you sat down and said, we're going to open a coffee house. Where did the idea come from?
It kind of came from Tracy worked briefly at a small coffee shop in Columbia, Illinois. And she just worked there one day a month, maybe one day a week. And she really, really enjoyed it. And we'd always talked about opening a business together. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. But
it would be fun. We like to do things that are fun. Mm-hmm. And she said when this place closed that if she could pick it up and bring it to St. Louis, that's what she'd like to do.
Oh.
I'm like, well, then that's what we're going to do. So we did.
And the two of you, okay, so here's the thing. For anybody that really loves coffee, they then went through training. They needed to know everything about barista. Tell me about that. Because that was fun.
I decided that we needed to go outside of Missouri. I don't know why. We drove 4 hours to Bentonville, Arkansas, to a coffee shop that gave back to veterans. So we liked that story. We trained for 4 hours and learned how to mix flavors. It's kind of like being a bartender, being a mixologist. So we have a lot of fun with that. And then we drove 4 hours straight back, highly caffeinated. So we came up with 4 signature lattes, and each one of them had to have a happy name.
Aww.
So we've got Happy Go Lucky, Cloud 9. What else do we have? How sad? Skippity Doo Dah.
Skippity
And what was
Doo
the
Dah.
fourth one, Tracy?
What are the names of the
Delightment.
Delight. And look, so smiley faces. One of the great things that you'll see here at Espresso Yourself Coffee and Cafe is positivity. And you know that's what this show is all about. Yeah. That's why you align so much with my mission, the two of you together. And so, you're going to see kind things said all throughout with different signs. This is the one I had to show. First of all, the love between the two of you is shown right there in that picture. Look at that big hug. But you will never regret being kind. Amen to that. Working in a business, in retail, working as customer service, working in a restaurant, which the two of you used to own, by the way, Tenderloin Room, not the sisters, but she and her husband, Dino. So you've been in this industry. It's very easy for people to be rude. It's very easy for people to try to be obnoxious to the staff, and you just have to pull it back in, right? You've got to find happiness.
My husband taught me that if someone comes in and they're like in a bad mood, or you can tell that they're just not real having a great day, it almost becomes our job. And this is just speaking for me and my sister at this point, to lift them up. And we greet them with a smile. How's your day? It's just, that's important to us. That's what we want to convey. And I think the coffee shop is filled with that. You can kind of get a vibe when you walk in. And that's what we wanted to create.
And here, let's talk about creating, by the way, because when you had your grand opening, I was just in love with watching the progress of when you took it over. Your husband played a big role in the wood that's right on the counter, right?
Yeah. My husband and Tracy's husband, it's old pallet wood, and they cut it and installed it. And we just wanted to give it a real farmhouse feel. So yeah, it's very warm.
It is. That's the thing. When you walk in, there's so many different things, and you've had different iterations. So, right, there's different furniture when I come in here.
Yes.
It's changed up. If you're a creature of habit and you go into a coffee house and you're like, wait, where's my chair? My husband, by the way, sees you too every other Saturday, doesn't he?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. He's a regular.
Yes.
It's like Norm at a bar. It's like, oh,
Hey,
Jim. And what does Jim drink? You got that down.
Red Eye.
Red Eye.
Which is brewed coffee and a shot of espresso.
Okay, we're going to show some behind the scenes. Is he over there? Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Let's kind of just walk around while Jules and I are talking. So here's a little behind the scenes of she and I in the broadcast. But can you show that wood, by the way, that we were talking about earlier? Kind of let it go and bend down. That's what Dino helped with. And then there's some of the signs I was talking about. Instant human, right as you put a coffee in their mouth. Yeah, if you were waiting for a sign, this is it. Do you know? And this is going to give you chills. That there's Michelle, by the way, moderating for us. There's Tracy, who we're going to talk to in just a bit. When I came here and I saw that, I went, that's it. Because I was soul searching I love that sign, that I was looking for something else. I could just feel that there was something else. And I teared up a little bit and I went, that's it. Like that was a sign from God. I've never told you that, right?
No, you never told me that.
Because everywhere, there it is again. Everywhere that I freezing cold chills. Everywhere that I was going in that time frame, all of a sudden I would see Jesus is watching. Like I was driving and all of a sudden I saw this sign and I'm like, there it is. And then I get cold chills. I walked into here and I went, Jim, there it is. And I think you had another one that was up on the wall that said something about if you're waiting for a sign. So folks, they're all around us. I know we're very faith-based. It is sometimes you need to have more than just a little whisper, a little tap. I had a gut punch.
Oh, mine was a scream.
A scream? Why?
I've been known to do a lot of things throughout my whole life, and this was just to commit to this.
Yes.
Is a huge undertaking, but we haven't looked back and regretted anything, and it just I'm kind of the one that convinced Tracy that it's now or never. And it was a booming voice that said that.
I need a little Elvis music. It's now or never. Let's do this, Trace, right? So you just said one of the things that I was going to bring up, which is very similar to me. I call it job ADD. We had it.
Yes.
You've done so many things, and I would always go, where is she now? What is she doing? I love it.
Common thread in my life.
But you were trying to find fulfillment.
Correct.
And do you feel that you've never been as fulfilled until you went into business with your sister?
The only other things that are as fulfilling are being married to my husband for 37 years.
Oh,
and
congrats.
being a mom. And now a yaya.
Yeah. Those are the blessings, folks. It's to think about that. We're going to bring your sister in. We're going to kind of bounce back and forth between Jules Fox Karaginas And then we also want to talk about the art, and you have different artists that you bring in. And then you were featured on an ABC show, right?
were.
What was it called?
What would you do with John Quinones?
Yes. Thank you for saying his name
You're-
because I
you're-
can't say it.
Yes, not a problem.
If you all had a chance to see that episode, if not, is that available digitally? That maybe
It's
they
on
could-
YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. So all those things we're going to talk about today. I'd love to see you. We would love to see you. Come on by. You always probably grab a coffee or a tea or something as you're heading out, but support local. That's what I want you to do. You also have music that you bring in. People just come in and grab a book and just sit here and relax and have breakfast. So my husband's here. Michelle's here. I've got some other dear friends that just walked in. I'd love to see you. Come on by. Give them the exact address.
It's 5351 Devonshire. We're right at the corner of Macklind and Devonshire.
All right, we're going to be here at least until 8 o'clock, and I would love to see you. We're going to bring the other sister in. Tracy will join me when we return.
Think about this. When's the last time you called your doctor at 2 o'clock in the morning and he actually answered? Well, at Innovare Health Advocates, their patients are special. Their doctors, nurse practitioners, their care team care deeply about your health, your family, your work, and even your pet. Their clinicians are accessible and they lead your care in and out of the hospital. In fact, Dr. Charles Willie offers his cell phone number to his patients to ensure they can intervene early in your illness. They can provide care above and beyond, offering lab, x-ray, echocardiogram, and other treatments in their office. Innovare Health Advocates with 5 locations on both sides. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com.
All right, welcome back. We are live this morning at Espresso Yourself Coffee and Cafe. Can't wait to come and have you come and meet us and have a little coffee, have a little tea. Tracy is the other Fox sister, Calabro.
Correct.
What did I say earlier? Calabro.
Probably.
Calabro. Okay.
It depends on where you are in the country. It actually comes from Calabria, so Calabro is actually more accurate, but we say Calabro.
Change it.
He's tried. He really has tried. It just doesn't work.
I'm just kidding. So Tracy and Jules, sisters, that decided to open up their dream. So she told us her vision of it. But you, until what was it, just last year, did you finally step away from your big girl job?
I did. December of 22, I left the corporate world. So for the first 4 years, I was working full time and at another place and doing this.
Which that in itself is a big part of being scared, having fear. Do I leap? Can I do this? All those things. And that's messages that I think all of you that are watching can say, yeah, I don't feel fulfilled yet. I mean, it doesn't matter what age of when you go and do it. It's just doing it. I have a girl right now that I'm life coaching, and she said, she's a successful real estate agent. And she's like, when you stepped away and did this, it gave me hope. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people were like, well, I thought you liked that. And she's like, I don't really enjoy real estate. I know there's more for me.
Well, I'm unlike Jules. I do something and I don't quit. I was in the industry for over 30 years.
Right.
2 different companies, 18 plus at one, and then they closed and I went to a competitor for another 15 years. Mm-hmm. And I didn't love my job, but I didn't hate it. And it gave me security, right, income and insurance. And sure, I have 4 children, and it just, as you know, my husband is also a police officer. Yes. We have that in common.
Yes.
Who is very, very much like Jim.
Yes, they could have been twins.
Absolutely. But it just, I made it work because I needed that balance. I needed that security.
Right.
But my heart wasn't there anymore.
This is what I want you all to listen to, because security is one thing. The fear of, well, wait a minute, we need this paycheck coming in. And that's why a lot of people don't follow their passions and would never do anything like this. So absolutely, what would you say to those people that are living their life by fear?
It's not worth it. follow your dream. It's been scary. I won't say that it hasn't been.
Right.
I did give up that security of that income, and I did have to wait until my children were a little older and more self-sufficient and whatnot. But the last year has been an adjustment. And I won't say that I didn't. Jules and I have a sister relationship like I've never seen anywhere else. But to be together every day was, I won't say that I didn't question that, but I was wrong. We have, like she said, we've had one argument in the 6 years.
In 6 years? That's pretty impressive.
Won't say we don't disagree on things, but we know each other's strengths. And, she's the creative one who decorated both shops, and I do the numbers, in the back office, and we just make it work.
Well, and we're showing some pictures again. If you've never been here, this is going to turn into your favorite coffee house. Trust me, Espresso Yourself Coffee and Cafe. And I just want to stress that because, as you know, I'm not a coffee drinker, but it's not like, oh, you have to drink coffee or you're not welcome. No, that is the thing about coffee houses, is that it's just so warm and inviting and community. That's what I love, is that everybody feels welcome, right?
That's our goal.
Your vibe here, how would you describe it?
Welcoming, like you said. People just come in, and we hope that when they walk through that front door that they just feel comfortable, like they're in their own living room or their best friend's living room or whatever. We prefer to call them guests as opposed to customers. Some of them have their own mugs that they keep here that we fill for them. Some bring them in. We decided to just hang on to them. Uncle Tony that came in, he's now sitting in the way back. This is usually where he sits.
Tony.
But they come and they bring their computers or they bring their book, or there's a couple of gals that come in and bring their knitting, and they call this, am I allowed to say it? They're stitching bitch.
Yes, you can. We said Confessions of a Prairie Bitch yesterday, so sure.
That they just feel comfortable. And that's exactly what we want.
And so we haven't talked about hours. So you open up at 7 a.m. Thank you for coming in a little early for us today.
Not a problem.
So are the other days you're closed?
Yes, we're closed on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
Pre-COVID, we were open 7 days a week. And again, I was also still working my full-time job.
Right.
So I was literally working 7 days a week. We had no time off. So when we reopened, we decided to give ourselves a couple of days off. We're closed on Monday and Tuesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're open 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. And on Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to
3 p.m. And I mentioned earlier that besides coming in and just enjoying, feeling like family and being their guests, you also have, I know you've had book signings here. My dear friend Deborah Grandison came here. She speaks from a joyful heart. She loved being introduced to all of you. She did a nice book signing. And then you also have musicians that you bring in. There's a guy who travels in from where?
Evansville.
Evansville.
They're two gentlemen. They were actually just here this past weekend.
Oh.
They're the Burma Shavers.
What is it?
The Burma Shavers.
Burma Shavers.
Jerry and Steve, they've been coming for at least the 5 years. They reached out to us originally.
How did they find you?
Social media,
Oh,
I believe.
Which can be a beautiful thing, right?
Absolutely. And it's a blessing and a curse. Social media can be.
It can be. But see, just like this coffee house, you ooze positivity. There's negativity and there's positivity on there.
Absolutely.
There's incredible things waiting for businesses on social media. We wouldn't be coming to you live right now if it wasn't for social media. So scroll by the trolls, get rid of them, don't give power to the negativity.
Agreed.
Because, you could have people come in here and, I don't like the fact that they were all happy and smile. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And that's really what we're trying to stress to all of you. Jana just said, it's scary. I'm there right now looking for a change from a long-time career to do what my heart needs. Congratulations, ladies, for taking the leap. Your place looks amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got to come by.
Do it.
How far have people traveled to come here? Do you know? Have they told you?
Well, there's a number of Airbnbs in the neighborhood, and some of the hosts actually, typically when you go to an Airbnb, they have a book that recommends places. So we've had people come and say it was recommended from their Airbnb host. I honestly I know that we have a number of people that come over from Illinois.
Yes.
Actually, one of our employees drives over from Evansville.
Oh, you
Not
do?
Edwardsville.
Edwardsville, like
Evansville, no.
Woo, that's a train.
That's the musical group. But she, every Saturday and Sunday, she drives in from Edwardsville. But yeah, people just come from, some people, it's their mission to just coffee hop. Hop. You know,
absolutely.
I want to try a new one every week or every month or whatever.
So if they're coming in to enjoy some music, do you do it regularly or is it monthly?
In the warmer months, it's a pretty much every weekend, Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
Because we'll have them out on the patio. When it's not so nice out, we can have them inside, but sometimes it gets a little loud.
Yeah.
So,
where do you usually set up? Is it behind us? Or
actually, we have a spot over at Sisters that we're going to talk about Sisters in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Or up front in front of the window. Just kind of depends.
So what she's talking about, not only did they make this incredible decision to open up the coffee house, but these two beautiful ladies decided, well, let's go ahead and take over the space next door. So that's where we're going to be in a couple of weeks. And Michelle already posted that for you, that we will be broadcasting the noon time show. We're going to do a bonus noon lunch show at Sister Sandwich Shop. That opened up, what, is it a couple years?
It'll be 3 years in April.
3 years already.
In the middle of the pandemic.
Yes, and that's what Jules was saying earlier. So talk about that. Like, how crazy was that?
It was nuts. Again, a second business within 3 years while I'm still working full time in the middle of a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
But it just, the space became available. It also leased at the same time we opened this.
Mm-hmm.
But then in COVID, that shop moved and that space became available. And we sat and who's going to move in and what are we going to do and whatever. It's like, well, what if we do? So we contacted our landlord and said, we want it. He said, are you crazy? We said, yeah.
Yes, we are.
So he put a little extra faith in us and we acquired that space. We cut a hole through the wall so that you can pass between the two businesses.
Hey, Jim, can you walk and show us?
Show the hole through the wall?
Yeah, the hole through the, I don't have his signal right now. So we'll have to have him get that back. Jim, you're not on. Don't worry about it. So yeah, I don't see anything. It's dark right now. So that's the thing that I love is that not only did they leap and get excited to do this, but then they make the decision to do that, which is just incredible during the pandemic. And again, wanting small businesses speak to that because people forget the importance of supporting local.
Absolutely. You may be able to get it cheaper and whether you're talking retail or food or whatever, in the retail world, you can get it cheaper at Walmart or Target or Amazon. But when you go to a local boutique, you are supporting that business owner, pay their rent, pay their bills and their employees and whatnot. So restaurant wise, you can go get a sandwich at Subway or whatever, but when you come in here, it's made with love.
It's made with love.
And your coffee, your sandwich, your soup, your whatever.
Yeah. And I've said before, without having to name a big box place, but a lot of you will run and go get your coffee and you're not supporting local. And it's that thing. So this morning, I'm telling you, if you get a chance, come by and grab your coffee that you normally would do anyway. If you can come by here, even if it's just a few minutes out of your way, we would love for you to do that. Jim, I'm going to have you, now that your signal's back, I'm going to have him walk and show. So we're going to go and take a look from the coffee house. So here's the behind the scenes of me, and there's Jules. Okay, can you show them next door? So this is where we're going to be in a couple of weeks on February 22nd. That's the Sister Sandwich Shop. And you have the cutest names for your sandwiches. How did that all come about?
I have to give credit to Jules' youngest.
The creative one?
Yeah. Well, her daughter.
Oh, her daughter.
We sat down and figured out the what the ingredients would be. Mm-hmm. But then Eleni is just very creative and she came up with some, our chicken salad is a Celine Dijon because
that's the one I eat.
It has Dijon mustard in it and hot sauce. We've got, because of my husband's Sicilian background, we have the gabagool.
What's your favorite?
Oh, it really. I hate when people ask me that. It depends on my mood.
It's like picking up your favorite child. It's not fair.
That's my husband and I. That's our engagement.
Isn't that cute?
Picture.
So I'm not okay. Well, I don't want to show too much of it because we're going to show that for you in a couple of weeks. We're actually going to do something fun with that wall. You have some of the most hilarious old TV shows.
We call that the wall of the people who raised us.
No, it's true. And what I think would be fun to do is for you all to have a little guess with us. Maybe I'll give away some fun things on the 22nd for those who write in and say first. Jim did a good job. There's some of them I'm like, wow, I don't remember that. Or I kind of remember that. Did you see him zoom in, by the way, on Buck Rogers? Because people think that he looks like him. If you're just tuning in, this is Tracy and Jules, her sister. They own Espresso Yourself Coffee and Cafe. So what do you drink? And have you always drank coffee?
Like Jules, really when I started having children and needed that extra boost of energy.
See, kids, what you do to moms.
Right. I would not say I was ever a connoisseur of coffee. I never drank it black. But then when we were having to taste and decide what roaster we wanted to use and whatnot, I did. And I'm like, wow.
You like it.
Good coffee can be drank black.
That's what I was reading in one of the articles that was done on the two of you, which they've had a lot of press. A lot of people love this place, which is why I wanted to introduce you today. You said that you used to just drink what? It was more so just creamer with a little bit of coffee, which is, I will say I have tasted coffee. Okay, when I was about, I don't know, maybe 12 or so, my mom and dad went on a timeshare presentation and my brother and I had to wait for him. And there was my brother's like, let's try coffee. And I'm like, but back then kids didn't drink coffee.
Right.
Now they're drinking coffee younger and younger. And so I was like, okay. And so I tasted and I remember wanting to wipe my tongue off. And I'm like, gross, keep putting more sweet.
More sugar, more cream, yep.
But when you have a really good cup of coffee, you can learn to just drink it black, which you have turned to, haven't you?
I mean, sometimes. I still add some flavors or whatnot, but yes, I actually can drink black coffee. Especially our Good Vibes Only, which is a custom blend blended locally by La Cosecha in Maplewood. And we also serve String Bean, who is also a local roaster. String Bean Pete, he graduated from high school with Jules.
Oh, I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Okay. I know when you've had that since you've opened, haven't you?
Right. String Bean we started out with them. And that is our espresso and our cold brew and one of our brewed coffees. And then we decided to come up with a blend of our own. So we actually have two different brews. Want to show a bag?
I'm going to. Yeah. Jim, can you grab a bag of this coffee for us? And they also have a special deal going on right now that I want to tell you about. So you can purchase a bag of coffee and a logo tumbler for only $35. Put a little package deal together. So yeah, the String Bean on the left. So this is actually something that I had purchased for Jim in the very beginning, because again, we're trying to help local across the board. I didn't know that Jules went to school with them though, but there you go. So the String Bean, there's two different ones, isn't there? And then here's the mug.
This is the Peruvian that Monica showed. I want the other one.
Can we have the other one?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then is this your own brew?
Yeah, that's ours.
So here's another one.
So this is the Brazilian blend roast, and that is what we use for our espresso. And this is the Peruvian, which is one of our brews.
And so if they don't buy the package deal, how much is these by themselves? Do you know?
I don't remember.
Just come in and get it. Trust me.
14, I think.
Jim mentioned just how good it was. And I love the fact that, again, you're supporting local again across the board.
And then this is, we even bag our own of the, and these are whole bean. You can buy whole bean and we can grind it for you, or you can take it home and grind it yourself.
I, again, not being someone who drank coffee, when my husband had that, I'm like, oh, well, if I drank coffee, I would want the beans. I just like the process of listening to it and watching, what you're hearing in the background that I love. What are you most proud of since you opened back in, just
throwing things around.
Since you opened back in 18?
What am I most proud of? Just the relationship that we have with each other and with our guests and our guests are just amazing. Our neighborhood is amazing.
It is. And do you know when they started calling it SoHa?
I don't.
No, but I love, it's like that trendy modern feel. I was even saying we're broadcasting live from South Hampton, and they're like, "Well, where'd you go?" No, we're still here locally. Again, Devonshire and Macklind, right here on the corner. Are you really close with all the business owners in this area? Did everybody lift each other up?
There is a Macklind Business District that we are members of, and they are very supportive. We try to attend the meetings when we can.
You're busy.
But yeah, the Mac and Big River. I mean, somebody or more come from Big River come over every day.
Don't they order milk?
One of them does. Yes,
I was here.
He orders milk, and sometimes he forgets to come over and get it. So we
And
just
she
run
ran it
to
over.
him.
That's customer service.
That's right.
Did you open in 2018 during isn't it the Macklind Mile or whatever that they have, or what was going on?
Macklind Days. That's
Macklind Days.
The street festival that every September. Yes, that was actually the very first day we opened our
That was
doors
smart.
to the public. It was crazy. We had a couple of weeks of soft opening, where we didn't announce it. We just kind of opened the doors. We had a weekend that we had our family and friends come. But the first day we opened to the public, they close Macklind from Devonshire to Nottingham, and they have vendors and they have music and they have food, and the whole neighborhood comes out and people come from all over, and it was absolutely crazy, and we had no idea what we were doing, but we managed.
You managed, and it was a great. It was a great opportunity for you to showcase this place.
Absolutely.
With so many people around. We talked earlier, Tracy, about your art wall. And so this picture was last year in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
You, depending on when someone comes in, are featuring a lot of different artists. How did this all come about?
Again, Jules' artistic, creative idea. The palettes, same palettes, more of the ones that Joe and Dino used to do the counter.
Mm-hmm.
We decided to hang them on the wall. And at first we just kind of had our things and it was back there. And it just came about that I think when we were doing our research, we went to one or two other coffee shops that had a piece here and a piece there of local artwork that you could buy. And we just liked that. Again, supporting local. So we did, and we reached out, and it took a bit. But right now, I think we change artists every month, and it's somebody local, and they hang up their things, and some sell and some don't, and some want to sell and some don't. Some just want to display it. Just like the musical artists don't necessarily want much other than just to be able to play. But every month, a different artist, and I think we're booked up through the entire year.
Oh, I was just going to say, if somebody wanted to showcase their art, but you're all the way through the end of the year?
I think so. Jules has that event calendar.
You are?
Yeah.
Holy
so we're
cow.
booking into 25 now.
Wow, that's impressive.
It is.
And there's some of it. And again, you'll see the thing that says, what's all this art about? They've dedicated the space to serve as a rotating gallery of local artists whose art you can purchase and display in your own space. And you're constantly changing that around. Do you have, I thought I remembered coming in here in the beginning, did you used to have books that people would be?
We did. They're back there behind Jim now in the Hoosier cabinet, but we have a take a book, leave
Wait,
a book.
what's it called?
It's called the Hoosier cabinet.
I don't think I knew this.
I don't know why, but that's just what it's called.
Is it from?
Not like from Indiana.
I know.
It's just called a Hoosier cabinet.
Interesting.
We'll have to Google that and figure out why it's called that.
Yes, please. Okay, so we're showing you a little bit if you've never been here before, but we'd love to see you this morning if you can come by. I'm going to look at some comments. There were a lot of people congratulating you. Somebody just said, this is amazing. That particular woman that said that, she actually is an artist. So now you're going to have to try to showcase your stuff in 2025, by the way, because they're already booked through 2024. Yay, that's awesome. Let's see. Please support small business everywhere. So cute. I love it. It's so awesome to see a Lindbergh graduate being so successful. Keep up the great work. Miss living in the city. Do you know John Gamache?
I don't.
No? Okay, so, they know you guys are Lindbergh graduates.
I'm sorry, I don't remember if I did.
Jana said it's amazing how doors open. In your case, you knocked a wall down. Incredible.
We did, literally.
Was that a fun day? Did you get to do the hammer?
I didn't.
Did
I did
Jules?
that in my kitchen, but we didn't do that here. It's a plaster wall.
Oh, well, yeah.
No, we had to contract that out.
People are saying looks like a road trip. If you can't come by today, just put it on your calendar to do in the future. Ken just said congratulations to you. Some new names I'm seeing, by the way, this morning, which I absolutely love. And let's see, anybody else with comments or questions? A lot of people just saying good morning. And somebody said, and cookies. Wow, I'm going to visit. It looks like such a lovely place. It is. We want you to come
We've
by.
even added some new pastries just recently in the last couple of weeks.
I wanted to get into that. So actually, Jim or Michelle, can you show the pastry area? Because that's one thing I've loved. Okay, Stephanie just said, awesome job. Congratulations. Yes, everybody, if you've never been here before, I want you to come on by either today, if you can. We're going to be here for maybe another hour or so. I'd love to see you. We would love to meet you. Come and have breakfast. What's your favorites on the menu? Okay, we're going to showcase. So let's start with the pastries first. What's your favorites in that case?
Oh,
there's the smiley face cookies, by the way.
And those are made locally by a friend of ours, Catherine's Cakery. She is on has a page on Facebook.
Does Jules make these?
The muffins we make in house. The scones we get from the barn in Crestwood. The banana bread we get from Bellows Bakery on Manchester. See, we do support local as much as we can.
You do.
Our bagels come from Bridge Bread.
I was just going to say that because I was looking on your website and Fred Dumke, who we actually had on, what an incredible story he has.
Oh my God, he's amazing. And all of our bread at Sisters, again, we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks. All of our bread comes from Bridge.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
So we'll bring that back up in case you missed that show and you didn't get a chance to see them. I remember in the beginning, Jules telling me that she was coming up with ideas kind of that had a Greek kind of tie into it, right? In the beginning?
Yes.
Is she still doing that?
We had the Greek cookies. And I can't pronounce what they're.
Jules,
what are the Greek cookies called?
Yeah, come on back over here, Jules. Let's see if we can
say it.
I'm probably saying it wrong. I don't.
But I loved that. Here, you can come over here. I'm gonna try to get them both in. Let's just get really close.
Just get it.
You
want to sit on my lap?
Yes.
Here, sit on my lap.
And I'm the latest Fox sister. It's the Fox tree.
We're both
Look at how
our
cute.
CDSC stuff too.
I love that. I saw that. So I remember when you first opened, you talked about wanting to have like that Greek tradition and pull it all again. When you first opened, I remember you doing a lot of the pastries and stuff. Are you still doing some? Or
we
you got
carried
so busy?
baklava for a while, which is very labor intensive, which makes it kind of expensive. The Greek cookies, we carried those for a while, and we did Greek coffee, which is most people know is Turkish coffee, but I married into a Greek family. To them, it's Greek coffee.
What is Greek coffee?
It's got the grounds at the bottom. It's very thick, and they serve it in a demi-tasse cup.
Oh, look at you, fancy girl.
We don't carry it.
Never mind. But you are always thinking of bringing in new things, staying on top of the trends. Again, if you missed the very beginning, we talked about how they went away and went to barista school and brought that back. Do you do the little fun things, swirls and stuff? And
Some of us do, some of us don't. Some of our latte art is clouds. So you can make up your own abstract.
Abstract?
Yes.
Who is this behind the counter?
That's Shannon.
Shannon is behind the counter today.
Yeah, she is one of our shift leads, and she's been with us for 4 years.
4.5, almost 5.
Oh my God, it'll be 5 this summer. We've got 2 of them that are our OGs.
She just went into her Valley girl talk.
Oh my God.
Can you say coffee talk for me?
Coffee talk. Welcome to Coffee Talk.
That's what we're doing. That's why we're all so close. We hope you're enjoying the show. I'd love to have you come by and see us. We've got some different people in. You have a lot of regulars that come in on a regular basis. What do they say that they love about this place and why they keep coming back?
They love us.
A lot of our regulars have become friends, not just guests, but friends. Like we hang out with them.
And when they don't show up for too many days in a row, then we text them. We had one gentleman that came in every day, got a cup of coffee, and bought 2 smile cookies for us to give other guests when they came in to make their day. And he hadn't been in weeks. So I found his email address and I emailed him. And he was so blown away. He's just like, that is so sweet.
That's customer service.
Yeah, he had been working on a new project, so it didn't allow him to come in. And he was just like, that is so sweet of you to reach out and see how I'm doing.
That's when you really know that you're paying attention to your customers. So we were talking about your guests, sorry. Yes, family.
That's right.
I feel like I'm in school.
I'd really like to know
Bad
if
girl.
I'm hurting her.
Yeah.
Nope,
you're
No?
good.
Okay.
I
So
can tell
we
you're
won't
holding
have her
yourself.
continue. I just want to bring her in for a second. So we were talking about the Hoosier cabinet, and somebody said most of those cabinets are made in Indiana, so therefore
Yes.
they call them
Oh,
Hoosier cabinets.
well, there you go.
That's what I
Mark
figured.
looked it up.
Okay, that's what I figured. So love this local love, Josh said. They go back to the 1890s. My grandpa was a Hoosier, so I remember those cabinets all too well.
Mm-hmm.
How did it ever turn from like Hoosier to someone saying Hoosiers like to be derogatory? Because
That
we
I
don't
don't
want the
know.
negative side of it.
Well, I
No.
think that's a St. Louis thing.
The
Oh, is it?
manufacturing company
The
was named
derogatory
Hoosier.
Really?
verb. Most people, when you say Hoosier, they think Indiana,
You're right.
not in St. Louis.
I know.
And I don't know why.
Because we are known for things
Uh-huh.
that we want to wipe away. Here we go. We're back. All right. We're going to take a quick break. Oh, she just got off of her lap.
Sorry.
We will take a quick break. I'd love to see you again. The exact address on Devonshire?
5351 Devonshire.
5351. We'd love to see you. And yes, we know we went away for just a second, but we're back here with you. We'd love to see you. We're going to show you around a little bit more of Espresso Yourself Coffee and Cafe, and we'll talk about some of the favorites. And let's talk about also what would you do?
Yeah.
I love the fact that you were featured on ABC. A little bit more about that with Tracy and Jules when we return.
Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online, envitahealthandwellness.com.
Welcome back. We are live. It's the mobile Monica version. We again are at Espresso Yourself Coffee and Cafe. There's a lot of people coming in here. We'd love to see you. Even if you weren't able to come for the beginning of the broadcast, that's fine. I'd love to see you. If we're still here, that would be great. We do have some of the Know Your Value journals that Michelle has at the table. If you'd like to come by and see those or purchase those, we've got those as well. I love that sound.
It is cool.
It is. It's like love being made in a cup. Okay, so tell us, this is, again, if you're just tuning in, Jules and Tracy, sisters that opened up Espresso Yourself back in September of 2018 with a lot of love, and they want to continue. Something's funny over there. They want to continue to bring love and positivity to each and every one of you. How did you get on the radar of ABC?
I don't know how we got on their radar. They called me. Yeah, they contacted us.
Social media again, Tracy?
Well, a Google search.
Okay.
So I got a call out of the blue. I'm like literally driving in my car. I never answer numbers I don't know. But for some reason I answered, and she said, this is so-and-so from the ABC show. What would you do? And we would like to come to St. Louis. And I had heard of the show, but I can't say I'd really watched a lot of it. Wasn't totally familiar with it. But said that they were wanting to come to St. Louis and would we be interested? And I'm like, yeah. And I guess they had booked another location here in St. Louis and then they backed out. because we
Good.
didn't even come up in their original Google search, and then they went back and searched again and found us.
And for those people who, and I had seen, I think, bits and pieces of it over the years, but for those who are not familiar with the show, tell them the premise of it all.
What they do is they set up a real life scenario of usually, like, one of the scenarios was a homeless gentleman coming into the coffee shop, and they have actors. So Tracy and I had to be back in our office and not come out, because then people would suspect, and they've hidden cameras and microphones, and what they want to do is get the reaction of real people when they come in and they hear the manager like arguing with the barista about giving a free cup of coffee. I mean, it was tense. Because we would never.
Right.
I mean, if one of our baristas wanted to give somebody a free cup of coffee, that is, I mean, we would not argue with that.
Right.
But then John Quinones comes out and he will announce that, this is what would you do, and kind of talk to the real life people about the situation and how they were so gracious. And it really put a good light on St. Louis.
I'm happy to hear that.
There was 2 episodes they filmed 2 days in a row, and this was madhouse, but it was so cool.
Sure.
I mean, the production was downstairs, and there were actors, and but again, it was very tense.
I mean, we had some people guests that came in, they would be sitting and setting up working, not knowing what's going on, and then they would see this issue arise, and they got mad. They got pissed off and would get up and leave before they were told what was going on. But the producers had people staged in the room that if somebody got up and walked out before they knew what was going on, they would follow them out and say,
hey, this isn't real.
This is a TV show.
Yep.
This is not real, and then, of course, before it would be broadcast, they would or aired, they would get a release from everybody. And some people did not want to be on.
Right.
And there were some people that were not pleased with what we were doing, but they could not. I don't think they could see the big picture.
Right,
It's like, you're
right.
messing with people's emotions.
But they're trying
look at
to
the greater
say,
good.
what would you do, right?
Right.
And it makes, well, we say this a lot on the show, it makes you slow down, think more of different scenarios. If you had a moment to pause, would you do something differently? Yeah, I love that. And I love the fact that you were featured and brought St. Louis into the national network side. You talked a little bit about actors. Let's go to another part of your life. So I mentioned, like, who's some of the biggest people that have come in here? And you said probably him,
Yeah.
but not the greatest celebrity that you have ever met.
No.
When you and your family owned the Tenderloin Room, she didn't call me or text me, by the way.
I didn't call her
What?
either.
Okay, then I don't feel bad, because she didn't even text her own sister. You got a chance to spend not just one, but several days with
George Clooney.
Oh yeah, they're besties. George Clooney.
Yeah.
That was when they were filming
Up in the Air.
Up in the
It
Air.
was
What a great
2009.
movie.
It was, and it was Danny McBride came in, Melanie Linsky. I kind of kept it all to myself. I'm
She
sorry.
did. It was her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a picture of all of you taken behind the
It's
bar,
still-
wasn't it?
It's still on my camera. When it's his birthday, I like to put it up. Happy birthday.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I text him.
Yeah, I did. Somebody did give me what was supposed to be his number, but he never answered.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was a burner phone.
Yeah, and we weren't invited to the wedding, and I was really sad.
Gosh, come on, George. What's
I
up
know,
with you?
right?
No, it's been fun. You have definitely, we mentioned earlier that Jules has done a lot of different things in her life, but now found her home. And their home is what they're hoping will be yours. Because again, they don't call them customers, they call them guests. And guests are coming in and getting some breakfast, seeing some new faces, getting breakfast or getting the coffee. So on the menu, we were talking about some of the pastries, but on the menu, what's your favorite? Because you make a lot of the food, don't you?
Yes, we have breakfast burritos, breakfast bowls, and breakfast
What's
sandwiches.
in the bowls?
It's layered. It's sweet potato, and then your choice of sausage, bacon, or ham, egg. You can add diced tomatoes, mushrooms, onions. That's it there.
And
And then
you-
topped with cheese.
We
if
were
you
here
want
a
it.
couple weeks ago, and you said that you're really excited because you can customize things more.
Correct. We used to make all the food on the coffee shop side,
Mm-hmm.
but we moved it over to the kitchen and the sandwich shop side, and it allows us to customize the bowls, the wraps, and the sandwiches. So I really like that aspect. Plus, it allows me to bring the food to the table if they're eating in, and deliver it personally.
Right.
And I like to, when it's to go, I like to write on the box, like, have a nice day.
Of course you do.
Of course I do.
So I don't know if I brought that picture into this, but one of the things that I always loved when I first walked in here was the sign that you have back by the office, which says good vibes only.
Mm-hmm.
And so if somebody brings in a little negativity, it's your goal to switch it around, right? To have them leave here and feel that there's just good vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the deal. So they say everyone deserves a great cup of coffee and a smile. And you deliver that with your customers.
Yes,
you look
we
with
do.
your guests.
Correct.
Okay, you're welcome. One of the things I wanted to show before we had to wrap up is this. When was this taken?
It was on May 4th, back in
2019. I think
Yeah.
that was the first one.
On May 4th, it's May the 4th force be with you.
Yes.
And Tracy's
That's
son,
my oldest son, Joe, was Chewbacca.
he did a really good Chewbacca imitation. So we had him dress up and walk around, and it was pretty funny.
You try to always do something fun,
We tried.
right? No, you're delivering that for sure. So
One fun thing that I forgot to talk about
Yeah.
is our regulars can bring in their own mug. Oh, okay. Well, I just want to know if anybody knows where is it? This mug would be from.
Crimson Lights,
Yeah.
Genoa City. Crimson Lights.
Genoa City.
Okay, hold on.
It's from a TV show.
All right, so
I'll just
don't
give you that.
don't answer it yet.
Okay.
Here's what I'll do, because we're going to be giving some stuff away over the next week. I'm going to give away how about a pair of tickets to the St. Louis Working Women Show, February 16th through the 18th, for the first person who can say where that's from. It's a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Crimson Lights, Genoa.
It's a long-running TV show.
Okay, first person that Friends. They said no, it's
No.
not Friends. I would know that.
No.
Nope. Long-running TV show, still running.
Yes, it's in its 50th year.
Okay, so we're gonna for the first Young and the Restless. Yes.
We do a Secret Santa every year, and Shannon had my name, and she knew I really wanted. So this is my mug. No one can drink.
Oh, somebody
out of
said General Hospital. No, it's
No,
Young and the
Young and the
Restless.
Restless.
So there are 3 people that said it. Michelle, I'll let her have the final say in who she thinks came in first, because I think it's this person, but I'm always wrong. So Michelle, who was first?
You can come on in.
She'll let us know. There's 3 of you that said Young and the Restless, right? But I'll find out who I think came in first. So yeah, different, huh? Oh, she's on a delay. Okay, so I'm looking at it, and it looks like it's either Nancy or Carrie. Stephanie, you were right as well, but it's whoever was in there first. Lots of fun pictures. So when you look behind you at the little collage that you put together, what do you feel in those pictures?
Well, one is from our first year, and the other's from our second year, and then we kind of dropped off.
But what does that speak to you? What does speak from your heart and soul? What does that say to you?
I'm proud.
Proud. I asked Tracy earlier, what are you proudest of since you opened up?
That we made it through the pandemic, and we didn't just survive, we thrived.
Yes.
And the neighborhood was behind us 100%, which it blew my mind. Sometimes I still get chills because of that. So the one on the left is our first year, and this is our second year that we went through. It has like the social distancing sign, a mask.
We even
that
had
says
masks made.
Espresso Yourself.
Oh, yes, you did. I remember that.
And
That's what
Aren't we happy we're not wearing those anymore, though?
oh my word!
Woo!
Oh my word! That was an ordeal.
Can I mention the book up top?
Yes.
We actually each wrote a chapter in an anthology. We were asked, it's called Fearless and Fabulous, Navigating Through Midlife or something like that.
It's a great book, by the way. And I love your insert.
My favorite, the best thing to me that came out of it is we were each asked to write a chapter, and we kind of argued and said, no, we have the same story. We grew up together. We started the business together. And we were told, no, you have to write them individually. So we decided not to even consult each other when writing them. And once we submitted our final drafts, we read each other's, and it literally is the same story, but from different perspectives.
But you both said something very similar.
We did,
right? Which I thought was interesting.
Again, we grew up together. We had the same experiences, but just without getting too into it, when our mother passed, I was 10 and she was 13.
Mm-hmm.
That, yes, it was the same situation, but we were in two completely different periods of our life,
Sure,
of our adolescence. So we saw it differently,
right.
And just moving forward from there. And it was really cool how, again, we said the same story, but from different perspectives.
Right, right. Again, I can't say it enough.
And you can find that book on Amazon, by the way.
Yep. No, I was just going to ask you that you continue to get press, which is what I love. Every time I see a new article coming out or someone shining the spotlight on you, which is why we wanted to do this. Because although, again, I'm not typically a person who says, oh, let's go to a coffee house, I love what they have brought here. And by the way, people who are like me and don't necessarily drink coffee, it's not the overwhelming smell of coffee that you have here. So I don't know what you've done to where it's not, I mean, I'm not a fan of coffee smell, coffee drinking, whatever, but I love vibes of coffee houses. But if it's too powerful, it's a turnoff to me. And probably other people who don't drink coffee, but we want to be guests, tea guests. We are tea guests.
We have smoothies, we have chai.
Yes, I forgot about the smoothies.
Fresh squeezed lemonade.
You have flights too.
We do coffee.
Is that new?
We started it in September for our 5-year anniversary. So you get 8 ounce of, you pick 3 of the 4 signature lattes, and you get a taste of all 3 of them.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
Blended drinks, again, breakfast. Come on by. There's some of you that are popping in today, and we love that. Open until
1
o'clock today.
And then 3 on weekends.
Yeah, which is what Tracy was mentioning earlier. Can you post the book they're in? Yes, we just mentioned it's
I think
Fearless
Michelle
and
already
Fabulous.
did.
Michelle did that for you, so you can get that on Amazon. Somebody said, I love coffee. No coffee drinker either. Tea or hot chocolate. They have hot chocolate also.
Sure.
Yes, so the book was posted in the comments for all of you. I had to watch Young and the Restless during the summer when the elderly went on vacation at the senior high rise in middle school. Do you still watch?
Uh-huh.
She does.
You do?
Dino and I watch it together.
Can we talk about that? That's so funny that you brought that up, because I remember being in grade school and high school, and my brothers watched General Hospital. My mom was a Days of Our Lives watcher, and so I became a Days of Our Lives watcher. But I love the fact, and I don't think that's the case really much anymore, but guys watched soap operas a lot back when we were growing up. Why do you think?
I
wish
They
Dino was here.
secretly liked as much drama as we did. They just didn't want us to know it.
They like Dynasty and Dallas and all those things.
When
But
I worked at a
Dallas.
doctor's office 30 some odd years ago, it was on when I was at work, and Dino didn't work till night. So he would watch it for me during the
And then
day
give you
and then fill
cliff
me
notes.
in. Yes, and it's back when you could DVR things.
Yeah.
So
Now
now
we talk about. I would VCR record
Yes.
the
Yes.
whole week, and then I'd watch it on the weekend.
And you kids don't know what VCRs are. Bye, Uncle Tony. Can we bring that up too? How many of you grew up and called your parents' friends, which is what my husband says, and cousins? They could be like first, second cousins, aunts and uncles. Did you do all?
Oh yeah, we were raised to.
We still have.
So is it a South thing? This is what I want to know, because we grew up in Florissant, and I said no. But Jim also says we had a huge family, so we never called anybody aunt and uncle that wasn't an actual aunt and uncle. But you all did.
We were just raised to call our parents friends.
Our
and
mother.
That's what he says.
Our mother had 2 sorority sisters that we are still connected with to this day. One's in Texas and one is here in St. Louis, and they are still Aunt Carol and Aunt Connie
Interesting.
to this day.
How many of you, I'm going to put it out to you, and whether you're live with us or you watch this later, how many of you did the same thing? Do you call your parents best friends, aunts and uncles? Do you call other people aunts and uncles? Because I'll have to ask my mom. I don't know if it was because we had so many. Jim believes it's because we had so many aunts and uncles. Or I'm wondering if it is where you were
I didn't do
raised.
that so much with my kids, though.
Right.
My kids didn't call my friends because most of my friends were parents of their friends.
Mm-hmm.
So if it wasn't Mr. and Mrs., it was nothing. Just make sure they're talking. They didn't know you're talking to them.
Let's do a real coffee talk thing here. So this is like what you would do at the water cooler. So as your friends' parents, when you were younger, get older, do you still call them Mr. and Mrs., or do you feel like as an adult you can graduate to call them by their first names?
Nope.
Right?
I still call them Mr.
Thank
and
you.
Mrs.
I'm saying this to all of you. It's a
Some of-
respect thing.
My girls are in their 30s, and some of their friends still call me Mrs. K. But some of them have migrated to
Jules or Juju or
Juju.
Because Juju, I mean, it feels. But I'm just going to say, I think of my best friend growing up, Cheryl Camp, and her mom and dad will always be Mr. and Mrs. Camp to me. I can't say Doug and Sue because it's like, no, you're Mr. and Mrs. Camp.
Yeah,
it takes you back, right, to being a kid.
And even teachers that we've had, my girls' grade school teachers come in here, and I can't call them like Kathy or
it's weird.
Rose. I can't.
No,
it's awkward.
You agree?
I do.
Yeah. So I think it's a respect thing. Let's see. No. Oh, yeah. So somebody asked earlier if you do classes to teach like the barista stuff. Since you both learned, you've talked about it, you've kicked it around, but not yet, right?
No.
Maybe in the future.
Maybe if we perfect our latte art.
I want you to
For
learn
us,
to do the MA logo.
Okay, that'll be our first endeavor.
Yeah,
For-
right.
For us, this is all an art, not a science. And it's hard to teach art. I know there are art teachers out there and music and whatnot, but we just do. We don't really.
But you do well.
I hope so.
Okay, somebody said, no, I had to call them Miss Jackie or Mr. Jim, but my aunts and uncles I call Aunt Anita and Uncle Tim. My dad had a good friend that was Uncle John and Aunt Martha. My John and I were aunt and uncle to a few close friends. Having no children, we loved it. So I don't know. I just wanted to know if it was like depending on where you grew up or if it was a generational thing. I think so. I like, and this might be more of a Southern thing, that people are called, like I would be Miss Monica. That's more Southern, right?
That's my kids did more of that.
Oh, they did do that. And sometimes people consider, it depends on where you are in the world, that some people consider us to be the South in St. Louis.
Yes.
Even though we call it the Midwest, but if you look at it, it is South.
But if you go to school in the South, like I went to school in New Orleans for a brief time, I never thought in the Midwest we had an accent. And
still don't.
down South, they're
'Cause
like,
we
you're
grew
from
up
St.
here.
Louis.
Yes.
Listen to the people on TV. They sound like us. I mean, like
I agree.
national shows.
I agree.
Whatever.
I don't think we do either, but somebody said, like, if you say salad,
Well,
they
there's definitely certain words.
they say salad. When we say salad, that it sounds like, again,
But can I defunk the St. Louis with the party part? No, it's 44.
yeah.
I do my wash.
Not-
Actually, I do laundry, but
not
I
wash.
wash the dishes. I don't throw in R's quite as much as people say we do.
I think that used to be.
look at the
Hi.
beautiful flowers.
They used to, I think, more like my grandma used to say wash, and she called us sink zinc.
Zinc?
See?
I've heard that before, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, my parents' friends were, we called them Mr. and Mrs., and I still call them Mr. and Mrs., even though they want me to call them by their first names. I know, even if they say it, like they're giving you the ability to do so, you just feel like you can't.
My daughter had a friend whose dad kept, call me Mike.
Yeah.
And she called, I said, no, you don't.
Yeah.
I don't care what he told me to. No. Mm-mm.
No, it doesn't sound right.
Nope.
So we're going to show, actually, Jim, can you grab, or Jim or Michelle, if you can grab the phone, I want to show a friend, a mutual friend. We have actually been introducing you to her over the last couple of months. So, you know what? I think he ended. No, it looks like it was ended, Michelle. I'd have to turn it around. They tell all of Southerners is the word. Oh, yeah. Okay, we were talking about this earlier before we went on. Is it pecan or pecan?
Pecan.
Thank you. But Michelle says pecan. They tell all of Southerners is the word pecan. I think she's probably saying pecan. No, pecan.
Pecan.
See?
So that's from a pecan pie. I don't know what that's from, but that's pecan pie.
Let's show her. If she, I don't know if we can squeeze another person in here. I don't have it. You'd have to sign back into the link. Or we can try and do a separation of it. So Sarah Ward just walked in from Wildflowers, which we've been telling you has been providing flowers on our set when we are in studio on Mondays and Tuesdays. And you're now going to get a chance to see these beautiful flowers on the set as we head into Valentine's Day. You're not on the link yet. Or we can just squeeze her in here. How do you guys know her?
How did Women's Creative? Yeah, when we first opened, I joined a group called Women's Creative, and I met Sarah through there, and we've just been friends ever since. She does amazing work. You can't see what's hanging above our register, but Sarah did the baby's breath that's hanging up there, and she's just amazing.
Oh yes, come in, please.
People
Get your
are coming
coffee.
in confused because we're all like,
What's happening today? We are broadcasting live. We're going to wrap up here shortly, but
and people bring us gifts.
oh, here we go. So hang on, I'm gonna add this. Yes, let's put this closer. Oh, look at this. Espresso Yourself little baby coffee. So this would be what is it?
Demi-tasse.
I don't know the coffee lingo.
Or and that's what
This
you
is
would serve
espresso.
1 or 2 shots of espresso.
2 ounces?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nope. Now you lost the connection. So, all right. Anyway, this is. We'll try to bring her in. Sarah, let me see this. I'm going to show it for you live, and then you'll see this on our set. Oh my gosh! Look at those colors. Wildflowers. We love Sarah. We're dripping. It's okay. We can drip. I like to drip. You like to drip here, the coffee drip.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I know, see?
I can be slow sometimes.
All right, one more time. For those of you that have never been, Espresso Yourself Coffee and Cafe. And then coming up in a couple of weeks, we will be returning. Oh, there she is. All right, well, let's bring her into the mix for a second. So back off just a bit. Her head's cut off. There we go. So here is Sarah Ward from Wildflowers, and that's the beautiful flowers that we're going to be seeing on our set very, very soon. Sarah, tell them where you're located.
We're located on Lafayette, about a block from Lafayette Square.
So again, Lafayette, everybody, if you have not had a chance to get some of the beautiful flowers, that is what we've been talking about. Oh, aren't they stunning? They're so, so pretty. Michelle is going to give us one more walkthrough. Go ahead and show the journals we didn't get a chance to show just yet. I know. These are the Know Your Value journals. If you can tilt it down just a bit. There you go. They are here. We will also be bringing them to the Working Women's Show, February 16th through the 18th. We're going to save some. We've had a couple of orders put in already. Hope you enjoy them. There is the embossed one. Those are my favorites. Those do say 2024 on them. And there are some people who say, oh, wait, oops. We just lost Michelle. So let's go back to us. Okay. So some people said 2024 they like to have on the journal so they can recap the year. And then others just want to maybe just do the Tree of Life. Do you journal?
I don't.
I'm going to get her to start journaling. It's my thing. Okay. Jana just said, I definitely want to journal. Gorgeous. Somebody just said, I agree. I pronounce pecan that way. Pecan. Sorry. You pronounce pecan. We say pecan, but hey, it doesn't matter as long as we all get along in some way and we show love to each other. So if you want to journal and you cannot come here today, or you can't come to the Working Women's Show at St. Charles Convention Center, February 16th through the 18th, they will be on our website for you to order. Are those all ready to go, Michelle? I think they are, right? Michelle, they're ready to go on our website. So they are on the website. Just go to TheRealMonicaAdams.com. And you will be able to go to the shop section, and then you can purchase a journal for yourself and purchase for others. There might be some special little We're back. All right. Anyway, the website, TheRealMonicaAdams.com, go to shop, and then you will be able to do that. Will you have them on the 22nd? Yes, we'll bring them back out here as well. And in fact, on the 22nd, we will not only have the journals, but we will have jackets and we'll have T-shirts as well. Do you still have T-shirts? Because I have an Espresso Yourself T-shirt from the beginning.
We do. They're
Yep.
hanging on the wall. The cutout in there. So we have Espresso and Sisters.
Okay.
T-shirts.
All right. So we'll have tons of different things that you can get on the 22nd. So the 22nd, we will be back and we'll be showcasing Sisters Sandwich Shop. And that is a noontime show. We're going to start right at noon, right?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll be here.
Okay. And what are the hours of Sisters Sandwich Shop?
Wednesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Those hours are much easier.
Those are much easier. And here's some of the food. So come hungry because you're going to love what you'll be able to experience. Oh, and Michelle just said we have some gift cards for people on our website as well. Again, TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Thank you. Jules went off and she's busy. Oh, here.
Here she is.
Thank you for having our show live at your location. And for all of you that didn't get a chance to come by live today, they welcome you. What's final words you'd like to say to anybody who hasn't had a chance to come in that wants to come in the near future?
Oh, please be our guest. You won't regret it. I think that we can provide you with a smile. You'll leave with a smile. Anything else?
I think you said it all.
I usually do.
Yeah, pretty much.
I usually have the last.
I mean, I
The
do
last
just need
word.
to throw in. So we've got the Fox sisters, we've got Juju and Yaya. I am Tracy and Nona.
Nona.
I'm as of 4 months ago, I'm now a Nona.
Yes,
My
congratulations.
granddaughter, so
And
I just had to
Trace?
throw that out there.
The people call you Trace?
Yeah.
Does it also depends on like when they met you is what they call you?
Pretty much.
So I
I actually
know
worked with a
Jules.
gal that used to call me Trixie.
Oh, that's a whole nother show.
It is.
And her kids still call me Aunt Juju.
Aunt Juju.
The oldest one, who's 29. When he was 10, he said, am I old enough to call you Aunt Julie? I said, not if you want me to answer you. So it's still, and one calls me Aunt Dudu.
Dudu.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
My
Yeah,
husband's
whatever.
the same way, though. He won't answer if the girls don't call him Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe. And by the way, before we wrap up, do you know why it's called Cup of Joe?
I don't.
Oh, do you?
Well, I don't. So look into that. Anybody know that answer? I was like, why? Why is it called Cup of Joe? I don't get that one. But again, I'm not a big coffee drinker. So anybody know that answer before we wrap up? I want to thank one of our dear sponsors being a part of our show. You gotta love that. So when you hear that, anybody that watches our show regularly, they know Kathy Kilo Peterson. We absolutely love her. KKilo.com, 636-561-6460. I'm gonna tell you what, I don't know about you guys, and if you have an insurance agent that takes care of you, but Jim turned our policy over to Kathy, and he's like, wow, like he said, significant amount of money that we are saving on auto and home. So I know you like fashion as much as I do. So all I see is more boots in my future.
I don't have quite the collection you do. In fact, I'm purging right now.
Oh yeah. Well, I did. And we're actually giving, if anybody, we did a really great show called Souls for Souls. And so if you have shoes to donate, get in touch with us. We'll get you in touch with them. But I'm donating all my shoes to them. Souls for Souls. My mom just gave us a big bag. So my husband always says when new shoes come in, other ones have to go out. Don't agree with him on
What
that.
size do you wear?
8.5, 9. You want some shoes?
Maybe.
Souls for Souls will get some, and the other ones will go to Tracy. All right. I love you both.
Love you.
Thank you.
Big hug.
Thank
Big
you
hug.
so much.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. So this morning, again, it has been at Espresso Yourself Coffee and Cafe, Devonshire and Macklind. Remember them in the future for when you're going to grab your breakfast. And in 2 weeks, we'll be back in this location, but just next door where they opened it all up for Sisters Sandwich Shop. We'd love to see you for our noontime show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Before we wrap up, let's see. Yeah, Michelle said coming soon. We will have the t-shirts and jackets. They are already in the works right now. We'll have them for you. Joe, jolly old expressions. Just a thought. So you don't know for sure, but maybe.
I like it.
You like that?
I like it.
Take it.
Well, we'll leave it at that then. Each and every one of you, thank you so much for being a part of the show today. And I always say the same thing. Have passion. Have dreams. Follow your dreams. Have people that support you and will lift you up. When it gets scary, like Tracy said before, it's not always easy. And when you have the hard times, you need someone that's going to work through it with you, right? One lifts the other one up and vice versa.
We're not allowed to have a bad day on the same day.
No, that would not be a good thing. So if they did for some reason, it's their guest that will lift them up, right? It's the circle you have to have around you. That's what we're looking for in life. So think about what they said in the beginning. And if you've got a passion burning inside of you, don't let it go. Don't go through life feeling like a zombie and hating what you do. Follow your passions, okay? That's what it's all about. And I say the same thing all the time. You can go out and be anything you want to be in the world, but the number one thing is to be
Kind.
I'll let them have the last word. Say it again.
Kind. Oh,